right, YouTube, what is up? We are going to be working out at the softball field today, priming ourselves for league night tonight, mostly because we can't Olympic lift today and the thumb is still fucked up. Going to give it another day off today, so we're going to hit some sprints, we're going to hit some jumps, just hit a little bit of a field day outside today, and then we're going to go in straight into BP. Then we're going to head to league and we're going to get after it. Let's go. All right, let's get to some T work here. Just finished up the workout video side of these thing where I was running some sprints, broad jumps, some hip wipers, just a good little primer for the BP and for league night tonight. Again, have that broken thumb, so can't do a lot of workouts today, so we just hit a field day with some sprints and jumps on the field. And now we're gonna hit some BP here. I don't really have a big focus today. We're gonna start off with some weighted bats and just get a feel. I really like early in the week, just hitting some balls, just feeling barrel contact going out the tee. I think the tee is one of the ultimate fixers of your swing. I think it gives you some confidence. I think if you pay attention to your swing, it gives you some feels, and once you get those feels, you can bring them to your actual swing when it comes to live pitching. And I think that's super important. I think a lot of times when you get the pitching, especially if you don't have a BP partner, you can definitely get into some bad habits, and then the whole week can kind of crescendo into this kind of a little bit of a shit show. Swing like progressively getting worse. So I really like starting off with this heavy bat here. We're gonna take like 10-ish swings here with a little crossover step, get those hips through, stay tall, hit middle. Let's go. The bat we're swinging is 2.5 pounds. It is a rock bat. It's filled with rocks. You can hear it a little shaky with rocks here. Found it for $10 at a Kansas City tournament. It's been one of my favorite purchases I've ever had. It's pretty sick. It's just a little old Anarchy softball bat filled with baseball bats that they broke. Filled with rocks after this bat cracked. So it's a good repurposing tool. Let's go. Again, really not, I don't have a ton of focus with this heavy bat. It's just a little warm up, trying to feel that top hand work through the ball. So definitely a little bit more grounders. We'll try to get a little bit lift, but the really big thing I'm trying not to do is dip with those hands and hit pop flies here. If I can just stay through with the heavy bats, I stay through with the light bat. It feels really, really nice. That's the feel we're going for with the swing. I have a tendency to kind of get dippy and kind of launch gaps, and it's good for a home run swing, but it's not really good for that cut swing. And I can still hit home runs with the cut swing, and it's much more consistent with the base hits and the misses, and it pop flies way less. So 5 more balls here. There we go. Top hand a little dominant on that one. Really like feeling that top hand by squeezing that top hand. It's a little weird cue. I know that it's not super effective for a lot of people. A lot of people have an overactive top hand, but my bottom hand takes over so much. And I'm almost basically, I almost always just swing with that bottom hand and just throw the bat at the ball instead of hammering the bat at the ball. So when I focus on squeezing that top hand, it really helps control that barrel head and be able to keep it a little bit in the better direction that I like. And then when it gets to the games, once I get that squeezing feel, I can kind of just swing and it's automatically there. But in BP, I really like to focus on really hard grip with that top hand and really finishing through with that top hand. Not necessarily snapping it, but punching through with that top hand has really helped my swing. Just like that. That's nice. One more ball here. Boom. Just like that. All right. Let's swing the regular bat here. We're gonna go push, middle, pull. Just a couple balls till we feel good with what we wanna feel good with here. Start with this push side swing here. Really trying to drill that ball down off the tee, right? The tee should be perfect. The tee should be liners, and you get away with a little bit more in live pitching. But when that ball is just sitting there, that's really your time for feels and to hit your spots. And again, to have that art of perfection, not that art of getting a hit, which are, I think, a little bit two different things. I think once you get the art of perfection and like what you want to feel in your swing, and then you bring that to your art of getting on base and just hitting your spot and doing things, things become way more simple. When I'm hitting with Woodside, he has me really try to hit the line specifically, and when I can hit the line specifically, my right center gap is wide open. It feels so easy to hit the right center gap, right? So it's like narrowing down the details so that when it comes to the actual game, the thing is super easy. Because you don't have to be perfect in the game. You want to be perfect in the game, but that's just not real life, right? And when you try to be perfect in a game, I think that's when you fuck up a ton. It's right. In a game, you want to kind of hit a spot and hit the ball hard. And once you have enough practice of doing the perfect things perfect and having your feels there, really good things happen. And that's kind of the goal here. So let's probably go 10-ish balls to the right side, 10-ish balls to the middle, 10-ish balls pull. We'll see how many balls we have left after that. Let's go. Just like that. If I could do that every swing, I'd be a god. A little on top there. Still like that top hand feel on that one. That's better. Again, I'd rather keep the ball low in BP rather than high in BP. I can get the ball high in a game very easily. That's my miss, is high, right? I struggle like keeping the ball low, and when the adrenaline starts hitting and I'm just swinging and hitting the ball, that low ball turns into a little bit more of a line drive and a little bit higher. Whereas if I'm hitting pop flies or like higher floaters in BP, then that ball turns into a pop-up in a real game. So, all right, with the ball staying low here, still going for perfection here with getting that line gap that we had the first time. See, that one's a little bit too high. Floats out there. A little underneath that ball. Move up in the box, hit a little bit more line here. That's it. Just like that. That's perfection. There we go. Spin that ball. Right off the fence. Yep. There we go. Oh, right off the fence. Let's go. Two more here. There we go. Top hand failed off on that one. That's where that ball gets just a little bit too much slice for my likings. Again, in a game, if you're hitting that slice shot, you can adjust and go more center field so it slices the right, or you can tack right field and it slices the right field line. But right now, I'm trying to drive that ball. Don't really want to see too much of that slice. Two more. That's it. Ooh, get off that fence. Oh, home run. Let's go 10 middle here. All right, now we want to go middle here. So the gap that was getting me a little bit at the state tournament was they were playing push side, right? And that front side middle is usually really far open for me, and it's a really good spot for me that I consistently hit. And I was struggling to hit it. Every single time I went to hit it, I was hitting that bomb. Like, it just kept cutting over top and hitting the bomb. Very few times did I get that ball to drop and cut where I wanted it. And then the shortstop was starting to shift over from playing straight shortstop to almost playing front side middle, to where I should focus on pulling that ball in that 5-6 hole, but that's one of my least favorite swings. And when I was trying for that, I cut two balls. I mean, they were two of my probably favorite cuts of the weekend, where they were like 110 miles an hour risers that if the shortstop doesn't touch, it like rises all the way to the fence. But I was hitting them at like 6-7 inch feet, and the shortstop jumped twice and snapped both of them off. And they were two of my favorite swings, but it's frustrating to be able to not be able to hit that front side middle spot and then not have the option to go 5-6. So we're gonna hit that front side middle, then we're gonna go 5-6 here. Just like that, except I really think the shortstop is playing in that gap right there. That's kind of the spot that he's playing. I almost have to go more pitcher's mound, but then I was getting nervous that that gap was pinched. And again, the solution is to go 5-6, but I just was not feeling confident even in going that front side middle, even if that shortstop was not pulled over. So we're still gonna work on it. Got 9 more balls to do it. That's the one right there. Nobody plays that ball. Ah, rolled over a little bit too much on that. It's the spot. Just a little bit too high on that ball. That's the spot. And usually the center fielder has been paying shading right side, just because I do like that right center spot. So I'm kind of all right with that ball, but it does tend to float out there. If the shortstop, if the center fielder is playing that ball, I like the result of that ball and the hit of that ball, but the spot isn't my favorite. It's got to drop a little bit before that, otherwise the center fielder has a play on it. Ah, same thing. That's right to him. Oh, that is sick, but it's floating back. Got to get that ball to drop a little bit more. I would never be mad with that hit in a game, but right now, again, chasing that perfection. I bumped the tee up a little bit of high because I realized in a lot of the middle shots, I'm swinging at just a little bit of higher pitch. And if you play ball in Minnesota, you know that pitch is going to be called a strike. Whether it is or not, umpires are a little bit sketchy here. Not an excuse at all. I like hitting this high ball, but definitely something I need to work on is keeping that high ball low. And then I hit a fucking nuke. You dumbass. 3 more. Oh, that's sick. There we go. Ah, you absolute retard. 2 bombs on the session. Last ball. Gotta make it good. Fucking ground this ball out. No home runs. Hit the ball on the ground, make somebody make a play. Let's go. There it is. Throw that fucking back shoulder. That is sickening. All right, let's finish up with the rest of these balls. Pull side. Really try to hit that 5-6 hole and left field line. That's the one that I'm struggling with right now. So we're gonna finish off with some pull side rounds. 5-6 left field line. My least favorite swing right now, but it's been kind of sexy in game. If I think middle and then react pull side, it is much better than if I think pull side and try to react to anything else, or even just try to pull it on a pull side ball. I'm way too quick with my hands and I get out in front and it's just kind of a shitty swing. So I think middle, react, and get that barrel to the ball to cut it down that left field line. The point of this video though, the main thing that I wanted to talk about today is after state, talking to a lot of guys that talk about wanting to get better and want to become a great softball player, right? And that's my goal, want to become a great softball player. It's not everybody's goal, it doesn't need to be everybody's goal. It can be a fun hobby for a lot of people, and I have no issue with that. It should be a fun hobby for most people unless you're fucking psychotic like myself and a couple other people. I just have a problem when people tell me they want to get really good and then they do nothing to get really good except play league night, right? League night lies to you. It is one of the biggest liars in the sport of anything, especially if you're not working on anything in league, right? You're probably getting like 6 to 8 swings in a game. A lot of people, when it gets to a league night, you get so competitive that you just want to win and you think about batting averages in league nights. You're not actually working on putting the ball places that you want to put it. You're just working on hitting at the weakest person in the field, and you get on base way more than you should because you're hitting against a worse defense. Then you get to a tournament where those defenses get way better, your holes get way smaller, and you have no practice at actually doing those things. You just have a big confidence going in because you just played enough to league night. And having confidence going into a tournament isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just like, if you want to get better at something, you have to train it. You can't just express it all the time, right? And expressing it against a lower defense. And I do believe that league night is one of the biggest liars in the sport of how good you actually are. If you want to get good, you have to train. You have to actually work on the things that you want to get better at. Playing league night really doesn't do that, especially the way most people play league night, including myself. I try to work on things in league, but once the game gets down to something close, if it is a close league, I'm just trying to win. And I'm trying to get on base, and I'm trying to do that for my team, because whether it's a tournament or not, it's some dude's only night of the week that he gets to play, and he wants to win that night, right? And I want to be able to provide and be a good teammate for that person, right? And I just think a lot of people do league night and pretend like they do a lot in the sport, and playing league is better than doing nothing. But 1 hour of BP a week is significantly more hits than you get in 5 nights a league night, and that's 10 hours of your week playing 5 nights a league night, not even counting the drives. I think it's something that a lot of softball guys fool themselves with when they say that they're training and then they're trying to get better at the sport and they're not taking BP. If you're not taking BP, if you're not actually training at the thing that you want to get better at, you're not going to get better at it. Playing league night's not going to do that. And again, I'm not saying everybody needs to train like this. I wouldn't recommend it for most people. I think this should just be a fun hobby for most people. But if it is something you want to get better at and you want to talk about making the conference level or becoming a B player or becoming an A player, you have to train and you have to do these things and you have to work on them, because it's not just going to happen, right? And it's definitely not going to happen by getting 8 swings a night in league night if you're lucky. Most league nights you bat like 11 or 12 players and it's not a very good offense, so you're not scoring that many runs, so you're not hitting that many times, right? So you could get 6 swings a night in league. I have fucking 100 swings today already in 45 minutes of practice, and I just think it's a much more productive way to get better at the sport. And if you're struggling in game, you do it in BP, but you're struggling in game, make your BP harder, right? Make your BP more game-like, and you're still gonna get more high-stress swings than you would in any league night. And again, I'm not saying don't play league. I play league so many times. I'm just saying don't count league as you're training for the sport. I don't think it does a very good job of actually training you. I think it just expresses the skill sets you already have against a worse defense, and then you get your butthole tight when you play an actual good defense because you're not used to playing a good defense and you're not used to hitting the spot that you need to hit, and you don't have enough reps doing it. And I think 1 hour of BP is significantly more productive than 5 nights a week, which a lot of these players that tell me they want to get really good at the sport do. So let's hit this pull side gap and get out of here. Let's go. A little too left center for me. I mean, that's a good swinging game, but I really want to go down this left field line. Gonna jam myself a little bit more. There, maybe a little bit more over. But I kind of like that 5-6 hole. That's been the spot that's been open for me. Third baseman playing there, middle guy, or shortstop playing more of a middle spot. Got to be able to put the ball there on the ground. There we go. Sit in there. Nice. A little less lift now. Trust that top hand. That's better. That's it, right there. Thought a little bit more around the ball rather than trying to cut the ball. Keep my barrel a little bit more square to the ball. Much more room for error there. There we go. One more. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. I appreciate you guys watching. Keep chopping wood.